Race number 2 begins the early pick 4 today. A reminder once again, and we'll continue to remind you up until post time, that this race is off the turf course. The remaining turf races remain on, but this 2-year-old turf event moves over to the main track and will be run at 4.5 furlongs. So a distance and surface change for race number 2. Bunchen, the number 1 horse, a filly for filly for Three Chimneys, a daughter of Gunrunner, that phenomenal stallion who had such a great start to his stallion career, Horse of the Year, Breeders' Cup Classic winner. And this filly is a very relaxed filly down here in the paddock. She is a good-looking big filly for being the age of 2. Chestnut, daughter of Gunrunner from the Speightstown First Dam in No More Parties. This is her first foal, so a young family here from a pedigree perspective, and she couldn't be more relaxed down here in the paddock as they move her off the grass and take her to the all-weather stall tow ring, and now into one of the stalls to be saddled. Should be saddled off by herself out to the right, not in that one stall where you typically would see the one being saddled up.
Yeah, and when you look at 5.5 furlongs on the turf with these 2-year-olds, we mentioned this yesterday. Scott even did an interview about it, that sometimes it's not so much about the surface, it's more so about the distance. So that really does come into play when you're talking about these 2-year-olds who were hoping to maybe go 5.5 furlongs on the turf and don't necessarily get that today. They have to go 4.5 furlongs on the dirt this afternoon. But Bunchen, this is another one of Wesley's. I mean, you just always have to have confidence that Wesley has these horses ready, but I will say at this specific distance on the dirt with these 2-year-olds, we've seen that outside post positions, or at least in the middle of the field, have been a little bit better than the rail.
Well, she is a beauty, just like her namesake, Bunchen. 6-5 on the board. She just went from 6-5 to 7-5, now back to 6-5. We go to the number 5 horse, Liam's Message, next for Fausto Gutierrez and St. George Stable, a Liam's Map filly. $42,000 yearling last year. Irad takes the call. Irad Ortiz, a long relationship with St. George Stable, as well as Fausto Gutierrez. You just have to think about Latruska and the successes that they had together during that championship season.
And I think it's encouraging that she picks up the likes of Irad Ortiz Jr. this afternoon at Liam's Map at Progeny. This filly, she looks like she's been working forwardly and really consistent 4 furlong half-mile workouts in the morning to get ready for this one.
The number 4 horse is Donate Life, Munnings filly for Phil Schoenthal, and she is currently sitting at odds of 8-1 on the tote board. That makes her about the 5th choice, if I'm seeing this correctly, in the wagering right now, maybe closer to 4th choice. But nonetheless, live coming into this race off of some workouts up at Fairhill in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yes, and this is a horse. I actually got a text from Phil Schoenthal earlier today, and Donate Life, the name is, this filly is named for the national organization that promotes and supports organ donation and transport support. So they named this horse just to raise awareness, and I just think that's a really cool story for Donate Life. Phil Schoenthal, he's been very active at the sales over the course of the past several years specifically, and it looks like he's picked out a really nice Munnings filly here.
American Tsunami, the number 12 horse, is where we'll go to next. This is a West Coast invader. As far as the connections are concerned, she's had 3 published workouts. All of her workouts have happened right here at Keeneland Racecourse, but trainer Doug O'Neill, he posts up on the West Coast primarily, and the Delmar group. This is a group that brings together some pretty high-profile individuals from the sporting world, including Mick Cronin, that Ohio native, the head coach of the UCLA Bruins basketball team. He's part of it, as is Chip Kelly, the head coach of the UCLA football team. So good luck to them. We know how passionate they are about their racing, and I think this is a positive sign to be debuting this American Pharaoh filly here at Keeneland Racecourse for these West Coast connections and Doug O'Neill.
Exactly. In general, each and every year, Doug O'Neill, he does very solid work with his 2-year-olds, whether it be on the turf or the dirt. American Tsunami certainly has a pedigree that would suggest she's fine on the dirt today. American Pharaoh out of a big brown mare, Sine Wave, and she draws that outside post position that has not been bad so far this meet in the baby races.
2-year-old action, race number 2 at Keeneland. Once again, this moves over to the main track. The track now listed as fast here in race number 2. So fast track condition here with race number 2 and a distance switch to 4.5 furlongs. Bunchen, the favorite, the number 1 horse for Three Chimneys and Wesley Ward.
horses are entering the track for Keeneland's second race, the Magnolia, a race that comes off the turf and goes 4.5 furlongs on the muddy main track. Race 2 off the turf. It will go 4.5 furlongs on the muddy main track. This race, 2-year-old fillies, maiden special weight. Scratch the 2 Beyond Oscar. Scratch 7 Hollywood Boulevard. Also scratch 8 Pianjura. Also scratch 11 She a Baddie. Also scratch 15 Mombela and scratch 16 Katara. A reminder, 13 and 14 both draw into the race. The jockey for the 14, Tito's and Kens, will be Declan Cannon. Declan Cannon rides the 14. Tito's and Kens wave the bug. The weight is 119 pounds. Double, pick 3, and early pick 4 wagering. Post time coming up in just 7 minutes. Again, race 2 off the turf, 4.5 furlongs on the muddy main track. A reminder that later today we do remain on the turf later this afternoon for races 6, 8, and 10. But this second race is on the main track, 4.5 furlongs, 6 minutes to post. The horses have reached the starting gate for Keeneland's second race, the Magnolia, at 4.5 furlongs over the muddy main track. Start of the early pick four. They are at the post. And they're off. Next dot out for the lead. Liam's Message broke last. Next dot goes right to the front. Honoria there, intermittent fast. Bunchen kicking in. Bunchen now moves up to challenge for the lead as well. Honoria drops back in fifth. Tito's and Kins moves up one spot from sixth. Donate Life is seventh down toward the inside. Yellow Sundress is in eighth position around the far turn. American Tsunami is wide in the ninth spot as they come off the turn. Liam's Message further back, and fifth circuit the trailer. A quarter mile to go. Bunchen has the lead. Bunchen leads it by 3 lengths off the turn. Tito's and Kins to the outside. Donate Life is third toward the inside. Intermittent Fast is in fourth between horses. Moving by the eighth pole, Bunchen with Donate Life right there, moving up and now switching lanes, trying to find some running room. A late run Yellow Sundress down the outside. Tito's and Kins is also there. Tito's and Kins coming after Bunchen. Donate Life between that pair. And then Yellow Sundress in fourth. A driving finish all the way down to the line. And it looked to be Tito's and Kins who got a nose down on the wire, but that will be a photo for the win.
What a finish in this two-year-old race. Race number 2 at Keeneland. It is Bunchen who has the lead. She's on her wrong lead. She's going to shift inward there as the rider's trying to get her to switch leads. That's Joelle Rosario. She still has that advantage, but the 14 never stopped coming under Declan Cano. Tito's in Kens, maybe, just maybe, in the shadow of the wire.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very close finish in the end. We saw the number 1 Bunchen leading the charge coming down the lane. The 4 Donate Life making a late bid, as well as the 14 Tito's and Kens. And it's going to be a photo finish at the finish line.
The unofficial results of Keeneland's second race, 14 Tito's and Kins, and the photo finished first. Number 1 Bunchen was second. The 4 Donate Life was third. 9 Yellow Sundress fourth. 14 149 unofficial. In the winner's circle for Keeneland's second race, the Magnolia, the unofficial, now the official winner. Results are now official for race 2. Number 14, Tito's and Kins, owned by Pappas Horse Racing Corporation of Greg Pappas, trained by Luis Mendez, the jockey Declan Cannon. Tito's and Kins, a 2-year-old filly by Unified out of Lovely Cool by Indian Charlie, bred in Kentucky by Brett Jones. Keeneland September graduate Tito's and Kins, 4.5 furlongs over the main track, listed muddy 53.34 seconds. Results are official, 14-149, the official results. In the winner's circle, the Magnolia Trophy presentation to the connections of Tito's and Kins. Keeneland's third race upcoming. Double and pick 3 wagering are featured here. Main track is listed muddy. Race 3 will finish in the short stretch at the first wire. Third race, scratch the 1, Jackie's Love. Scratch the 1, Jackie's Love. Looking ahead to the fourth race, scratch the 2, Malibu Mike, and scratch the 7, Freeze Pop. That's the fourth race. Scratch 2, Malibu Mike, and scratch 7, Freeze Pop. The jockey for number 3, Ardenwood, will be Tyler Gaffalione. Tyler Gaffalione, the jockey for number 3, Ardenwood. And a reminder, no superfecta on race 4. No superfecta on race 4. Fifth race, no changes at this time in race 5. Looking ahead on the card, a late change in race 10. Late change in race 10. Please note, overweight.